Greetings and welcome to Karriemah's Culture, where we present interesting topics about women and girls. I am Karriemah Allah, and in this segment, we will consider the divine institution of marriage. Why does the originator of creation require marriage between man and woman? Most of us, when we were little girls, either had dreams or ambitions of one day getting married. For some of us, time and unfortunate circumstances have diminished our lofty desire for marriage. And in today's society, marriage is becoming less desirable. At the same time, our society is drastically becoming more dangerous and predatory. Does this decline in marriage have anything to do with this? So why did the originator establish the institution of marriage in our nature? You mean marriage is in our nature? Yes, just as peace and righteousness are in our nature. But we live in a satanic world whose false concepts and destructive way of life rob us of the beauty of our nature. Through the scriptures, the originator gives us a clear picture of our beginning and of his expectation for humanity. In chapter 4, verse 1 of the Holy Quran, it states, "O people, keep your duty to your Lord, who created you from a single being and created its mate of the same kind, and spread from these two many men and women." We can all agree that through the act of sexual intercourse, men and women produce children. And this process perpetuates human existence through eternity. But how we exist is also determined by the conditions under which this reproductive act of sexual intercourse is engaged. The rape of a woman is the worst condition, but it happens. A one-night stand is a worse condition, but it happens. A fleeting boyfriend-girlfriend relationship is a worse condition, but it happens. Acts of prostitution and pornography are worse conditions, but children are born from such acts. So are the children born through the pleasure-seeking or money-seeking intent of sexual intercourse mere byproducts of this act? No human being is a mere byproduct. Nevertheless, the absence of the willful intent to bring them forth is missed. And that affects everyone involved, including the originator. In the Bible, immediately after the originator creates the man and woman, he establishes the precedence, standard, and goal for marriage. The originator puts forth a divine command, which is stated in Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Let me repeat this divine command so that we women will know what to expect. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Through this divine mandate, our Creator has set our expectation in our relationship with a man, whether or not we support the institution of marriage. He knows best, and every day the horrible state of the world proves that we don't know best. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Here in this divine command from the Bible, it is presumed that the man is leaving a two-parent household to join with a woman to begin their own two-parent household. Notice that cleave is mentioned. Wife is mentioned. And the goal is to become one flesh. Now, cleave means to adhere closely to, stick to, cling to, and to remain faithful. What does this mean? It means that the originator expects the man to fully commit to a woman. And this is not presumed to occur through any relationship other than through marriage. This is why the divine command is that a man is to cleave to his wife and not to his girlfriend, playmate, chick on the side, shorty, etc. Why have women been deceived into accepting roles other than wife, and despicable roles at that? Marriage is a precondition for sexual intercourse. This is the Creator's divine command and expectation, regardless of how far-fetched it may seem in this world of anything goes. In chapter 4, verse 24 of the Holy Quran, it states, "And lawful for you are all women besides those already married, provided that you seek them with your property, taking them in marriage, not committing fornication." Fornication is voluntary sexual intercourse between two unmarried persons or two persons not married to each other. Fornication is divinely forbidden. The divine command of marriage represents the high dignity that our Creator intended for us. So the plunging of marriage in our society reflects the gross state of immaturity and savagery in adult populations. The plight of the academic of children living in single female-headed households is a consequence of our ignorance of and disobedience to the divine command for marriage. It has little to nothing to do with economics. It is poor decision making on our part. All divine commands serve our benefit. They are our true birthright. Let us make our way back to understanding the value of the divine command for marriage. Certainly, as mothers, we want to see our daughters in very stable relationships. What relationship is more stable than marriage, where the commitment to that relationship is made in front of the originator and in front of the families of the two making that lifelong commitment? Thank you so much for listening. Peace and blessings.